It was supposed to be a low-key weekend barbecue with Amanda's college friends. Nothing fancy, just burgers and beers at Mike and Emily's new place. I'd met most of them before. Decent people. If a bit louder than my usual crowd as Amanda's boyfriend of 3 years, I was used to these gatherings. I'm not the life of the party type. Never have been. I'm Ryan, 36, and I run my own construction business. Started with just a pickup truck in me. Now I got 20 guys on payroll, and enough work lined up for the next 18 months. I work hard, save smart, and don't waste time seeking validation from people who don't matter. Amanda, 34, works in marketing. She's always been more social than me, which I didn't mind. Opposites attract, right? She brought energy to my life. I brought stability to hers. Or at least that's how I thought it worked. The barbecue started like any other. I was helping Mike with the grill, while Amanda caught up with her girlfriends. I didn't think much of it when Jess showed up. I'd met her a few times. Amanda's best friend from college. Always got a weird vibe from her, but I kept it to myself. Amanda adored her, said they were practically sisters. Jess had never hidden her dislike of me, always throwing some backhanded comment about my job, my clothes. Well, the fact that I'd never been to Europe, I usually let it slide. It wasn't worth the drama. But that night, something felt different. I was bringing Amanda a fresh drink when I heard Jess's voice louder than necessary. Seriously, Amanda? Another summer without a real vacation? Were you going to stop settling in Little? Amanda laughed nervously. We're saving for a house down payment. Besides, Ryan's business takes up a lot of his time. Jess rolled her eyes dramatically. God, he's such a loser. No ambition beyond pouring concrete and hammering nails. You could do so much better. The group went silent. All eyes were on me as I stood there holding the drink in my hand, staring at Amanda, waiting for her response. She laughed, but not nervously this time. Genuinely. He tries his best, she said, taking the drink from my hand, without meeting my eyes. Not everyone can have a flashy career like yours, Jess. The conversation picked up again like nothing had happened, like I hadn't just been insulted to my face by her best friend and completely betrayed by the woman I was planning to propose to next month. I stood there for a few seconds, then set my drink down, walked the chair where I'd left my jacket, picked it up, and headed for the door. Ryan. Amanda called after me, confusion in her voice. I didn't respond, didn't look back. I just walked out, got in my truck, and drove home. My phone started blowing up before I even pulled into my driveway. 12 missed calls from Amanda. 23 texts ranging from confusion to anger. Where'd you go? You're embarrassing me. Why are you being so sensitive? Call me back right now. I turned off my phone and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up at my usual time. 5:30 a.m. went for a run, showered, made coffee. When I finally turned my phone back on, there were 37 more messages from Amanda. The last few had a completely different tone. I'm coming over. We need to talk. I've been knocking for 20 minutes. Where are you? I texted back. I'm not discussing this over text. Call me when you're ready to talk like adults. She showed up at my door an hour later. What the hell, Ryan? She demanded, pushing past me into the living room. You just walked out and left me stranded at Mike and Emily's. I closed the door calmly. Stranded? You had your car and plenty of friends to keep you company. You know what I mean? You embarrassed me in front of everyone. Interesting choice of words, I said, leaning against the wall. I embarrassed you. Not just calling me a loser to my face. Not you agreeing with her. I didn't agree. I was just trying to diffuse the situation, laughing it off, saying he tries his best. It wasn't that big of a deal. I shook my head slowly. No, that's how you allowed her to be. There's a difference. It was just a stupid comment at a party. She said, it wasn't a comment, Amanda. It was your reaction to it. 3 years together. And you couldn't be bothered to say, don't talk about the man I love that way. She stared at me, her expression shifting from defensive to worried. Ryan, you're not actually upset about this, are you? It's not a big deal. It is to me. She softened her tone, stood, and moved toward me. Baby, I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt. I wasn't thinking. Let's just move past this, okay? I've got that work dinner on Thursday. Wear that blue shirt I like. I step back, maintaining the distance. I won't be attending. Her face hardened. What do you mean? I mean, I'm done. Amanda, we're done. You can't be serious. You're breaking up with me over one comment. No, I'm breaking up with you because when someone called me a loser to my face, the woman who's supposed to love me laughed and agreed. That tells me everything I need to know about how you really see me. This is ridiculous, she shouted, tears forming. You're throwing away 3 years over nothing. Not nothing, I said, self-respect. She tried everything, crying, yelling, pleading, apologizing. When none of it worked, she stormed out, slamming the door behind her. For the next 2 days, I ignored her calls and texts. I focused on work, hit the gym harder than usual, told my foreman I'd be unavailable for a few days, and arranged for my crew leads to handle the current projects. I needed time to pack up Amanda's things from my place and retrieve mine from hers. We'd never officially moved in together, but after 3 years, our lives had become entangled. I was methodical about it, boxing everything neatly, making inventory lists. The engagement ring I'd already bought went back into the safe. On the 3rd day, I saw it. A man had posted on social media a long paragraph about being publicly humiliated by her boyfriend, who abandoned her at a party over a harmless joke. How she was blindsided by my extreme overreaction and emotional immaturity. The comments flooded in, mostly her friends offering support, calling me controlling, insecure, petty. Jess's comment was particularly rich. You're better off without him. Men who can't take a joke are walking red flags. I didn't respond online. Instead, I texted Amanda, I'll be dropping your things off tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I've left your key in the small front pocket of your gray duffel bag. Please have my stuff ready. She replied immediately, we need to talk about this like adults. Stop being childish. I didn't take the bait. I just repeated, 6 p.m. Please have my things ready. When I arrived at her apartment the next evening, she was waiting, dressed up, her hair fixed, wearing the perfume I liked. Classic Amanda manipulation tactics. I'd seen them work on me before too many times. Ryan, she started, voice gentle. This has gone far enough. We need to talk. I'm just here for my things, I said, placing the boxes of her stuff in the entryway. Please, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I checked my watch. 5 minutes. She launched into a practice speech about how sorry she was, how she'd been caught off guard by Jess's rudeness, how she reflected deeply on her behavior. I've even talked to Jess, she continued, told her she needs to apologize to you. She's agreed to meet us for coffee and make things right. I almost laughed. You still don't get it. This isn't about Jess. I know, she said. It's about my reaction, and I'm truly sorry, Ryan. It will never happen again. You're right about that, I said, picking up a box with my belongings. Where's the rest of my stuff? She blinked, thrown off script. That's it, Ryan. Please, I love you. Doesn't that count for anything? Love without respect isn't love, I said. Her desperation shifted to anger. So that's it. 3 years thrown away because your ego got bruised. My ego is fine, I said. My understanding of our relationship has changed. That's all. You'll regret this, she snapped. Good luck finding someone else who puts up with your boring workaholic lifestyle and your constant need for validation. I nodded. Thank you for confirming my decision. As I headed for the door, she played her final card. What about the couple's vacation to Cabo next month? The flights are non-refundable. Everyone's expecting us. I turned back. Everyone, you mean your college friends? Her silence was answer enough. Enjoy Cabo, I said. I shut the door behind me, knowing exactly what was coming next. The fallout played out as expected. Social media posts painted me as a villain. Mutual friends picked sides, and Amanda's mother called to tell me I was making a huge mistake over some misunderstanding. I weathered it all quietly, focusing on work, reconnecting with old friends I neglected, and hitting the gym 5 days a week instead of 3. I was living life on my own terms. 2 weeks later, the tone shifted. Amanda's post changed. No more angry rants about me. Now she was sharing inspirational quotes about recognizing your worth and letting go of what no longer serves you. Classic rebranding. Then, out of nowhere, Emily, Mike's wife, called me. "Ryan, I think you should know something," she said. "After you left the barbecue, Jess went off on you for 20 minutes. She trashed you to anyone who would listen. Eventually, Mike had to tell her to knock it off or leave, and she lost it. She said, 'Amanda deserves better than some blue-collar nobody with no education.' That's when Amanda stepped in and defended you, but it was too little, too late. I wasn't surprised, but my curiosity was piqued. How did Amanda know about the ring?" I asked, voice steady. Emily hesitated before answering. "She's been going through your things for months, Ryan, looking for signs that you were serious. She found a ring 2 months ago, took pictures of it, and showed everyone. Jess has been helping her plan the wedding ever since. The invasion of my privacy hit harder than the initial disrespect. Amanda had been searching my home for months, violating my trust. Thanks for telling me, Emily," I said, ending the conversation. But before I could process it all, Emily added one last bombshell. Jess and Mike's brother, Ben, have been hooking up for months. Amanda knew. Everyone knew except Mike. That's why Jess has been causing trouble between you two. She's afraid you'll tell Mike about Ben. It all clicked into place. The way Amanda tolerated Jess's behavior, the hostility toward me, and the constant need to defend her friend over me. A week later, Amanda showed up at my office unannounced. My secretary tried to stop her, but she barged right past. "We need to talk," she insisted, shutting the door behind her. I stayed seated, keeping my composure. "I'm working, Amanda. Make an appointment." "This is important," she pressed. "The Carmichael deal is next week. They requested to meet my contractor boyfriend. I've been telling them about your business for months. They're building 3 new locations and need someone reliable. There was a real reason for the sudden urgency. She needed me for her business. Then call a contractor." I said, keeping my cool. "You're not short on options." "Please," she begged. "This could make my career. I'm begging you." I considered her for a moment. The woman who'd laugh when her friend called me a loser, who'd invaded my privacy, and now wanted to use me for her advancement. "No," I said firmly, standing up. "I'm not your prop, not your backup plan, not your business connection. I'm the loser who tries his best, remember?" For the first time, I saw genuine regret in her eyes, but not for how she hurt me. She regretted losing access to what I could provide. "The door's that way," I said, turning back to my paperwork. "Lauren will show you out. Please don't come back." 2 days later, I received a text from an unknown number. "You were right. I'm sorry it took me so long to see it." I didn't respond. Some bridges don't need to be rebuilt once they're burned. A month later, I posted an update on social media. The Carmichael deal was going well. 3 commercial buildings, all on schedule, all within budget. My team was killing it. I felt good, focusing on what I did best without the drama. Mike eventually found out about Jess and Ben. It exploded at a family dinner, shouting, drinks thrown, the whole mess. Mike and Emily were working through it, but Ben was no longer welcome at their house. As for Amanda, her marketing firm lost the Carmichael account, plus 2 others, when her boss found out she'd been promising services they couldn't deliver, including exclusive access to her contractor boyfriend's discounted rates. She's still employed but demoted. Karma had worked in mysterious ways. Amanda's dad called me a week later. Unlike her mother, he was straightforward. He said he respected how I handled things. No drama. No public mudslinging. "I raise her better than that," he said. It made me realize the apple hadn't fallen far from the tree. The social circle that had been so quick to call me controlling had gone suspiciously quiet after Jess's antics when Mike's brother came to light. Funny how the truth can change perspectives. Some people had asked if I was dating again. I wasn't rushing into anything. I was focusing on my business and my health, reconnecting with friends who had been sidelined during my relationship. Dating would happen when it happened. Meanwhile, I signed up for woodworking classes, something I'd been putting off for years. I built my first custom table last weekend. Not half bad. A few commenters suggested I was too harsh, that I should try to work things out. But here's the thing, respect isn't negotiable. Once it's clear someone sees you as beneath them, someone who tries his best but ultimately falls short, what's left to save? You can't build a future with someone who's settling for you while waiting for something better to come along. Walking away doesn't make you weak. Sometimes it takes more strength to leave than to stay and fight for someone who doesn't value you. I chose peace over war, self-respect over others' approval. Best decision I ever made. 6 months later, life had settled into a new normal. My business was thriving. I hired 5 more guys, bought 2 new trucks, and landed contracts that would keep us busy through next year. The Carmichael buildings were finished, and they'd already referred us to 2 more clients. As for Amanda, I ran into her last week at a coffee shop. It wasn't planned, just one of those things that happens in a small town. She looked different, subdued, less performative. She asked if we could talk. We sat down at a corner table. No drama, no tears, just 2 adults having a conversation. She apologized properly this time, admitting that losing me in the fallout with her firm had been a necessary wake-up call. She said she let Jess's influence shape her values for too long and was in therapy now, trying to be more authentic. I told her I wished her well and meant it. 3 years together doesn't just vanish. Even when it ends badly, some part of me will always care about her well-being. "Are you seeing anyone?" she asked, direct but not hopeful, just curious. "Yes," I said. Been a few months now. I met Kate through my woodworking class. She's an architect, designs custom homes. Smart, straightforward, laughs like she means it. Respects what I do because she understands the crap behind it. We're taking things slow, building something solid. Amanda nodded. "She's lucky to have you. I hope she knows that." We parted ways amicably. No plans to reconnect. No promises of friendship, just closure. As for Jess, last I heard, she moved to another state after the fallout with Mike's family. Don't know, don't care. Some people never change. They just find new audiences for the same old act. For everyone who followed this story from the start, thanks for the support. The messages from guys who found the courage to walk away from disrespect mean more than you know. Standing your ground doesn't mean making a scene. Sometimes it's as simple as putting on your jacket and walking out the door. If there's a lesson here, it's this. People will treat you how you allow them to treat you. Set the standard early. Hold the line. The right people will respect it. The wrong ones will call you controlling, insecure, or oversensitive. Let them talk. Your peace is worth more than their approval. That's it from me. Back to building things at last. Some asked about the engagement ring. I sold it last month and used the money to put a down payment on a cabin upstate. Something I've wanted for years. A better investment than a failed engagement. To the guy who messaged asking if I'd gotten soft because I spoke to Amanda at the coffee shop. Buddy, confidence doesn't need to be harsh. Being civil doesn't make you weak. It means you've moved past the anger to indifference. That's not softness. That's freedom.